Hey everyone's fun around. My name is Jordan. This video will be for Wednesday's slate of games. We have 12 different games, and I know I put a poll out there and asked people if you want a deeper dive on some of my favorite games or just have all the games and have a kind of less depth on some of them. But this is a 12 game slate. I do want to talk about every single game in all the videos. So digging up 12 different games, if I did a deep dive on every single one of them, I probably wouldn't be going to bed until 4 o'clock in the morning and then having to wake up for work. It would absolutely suck. But I did look through the games, and a lot of teams are on a back-to-back, so those I don't really have props out for. So I'm kind of just going to run through those real quick. But the ones that do have some props out, I am going to put those on the screen and talk about the game. So sorry if some of these go by pretty quickly. 12 games is just a ton. So you will see images that come up on the screen on both sides. It's from a data app called Outlier. There'll be a link in the description for a 7-day free trial for Outlier. And this first game is going to be the Bucks at the Hornets. Bucks are 5.5 point favorites. LaMelo will be out for this one, and Colin Sexton is probable. Giannis is questionable. And the Bucks have hit the spread in one game out of the last 6. The Hornets have hit the spread in one game out of the last 7. I really just wanted to talk about this one for Con Knipple rebounds. And I really just wanted to spotlight this one. So I mentioned Cooper Flagg rebounds last matchup for the Bucks. He ended up hitting his rebounds line, and then Con Knipple, I don't know where his line's at right now because these lines aren't out. But the Bucks give up the 7th most rebounds to the small forward position and the 6th most to the shooting guard position. And Con Knipple's had 10, 8, and 12 over his last 3 games. And the Bucks are also giving up the most points to the small forward position. And over his last 4 games, he's had 19, 30, 20, and 24. So keep an eye out for Con Knipple lines. So for a lean on this one, if Giannis plays, I'm going to lean the Bucks. If he doesn't play, I think I'll take the Hornets at home. The next one is the Bulls versus the Pistons. Pistons are 2.5 point favorites. Josh Giddey is questionable for this one. He did not play in the last one, and the Bulls were still pretty good, but they were playing at home. They'll be on the road this time around. Cade Cunningham is questionable, but they say he's likely to play. He just played 2 40-minute games. Got a rest day and now playing this one. And he also will be playing without Asar Thompson and Tobias Harris. So that's some pretty big injuries. So Cade has a really good matchup for points with the Bulls. The Bulls play at a fast pace. Lines up near 29.5, so he would need 30 points. I don't hate it, but I also found a line that I do like that he's been hitting consistently. So Cade has a good matchup for assist as well. The Bulls give up the 8th most assists, and he has had 10 or more assists in 6 out of the last 7 games. So I do not hate the assist. And versus the Bulls last year when he played in Detroit, he hit this both times in Detroit. And then for the Bulls props, it all depends on Josh Giddey and if he's going to play or not. So I don't have any Bulls guys to talk about. For the Pistons guys, there's a lot of guys stepping up and their lines look really high. So they could be some traps. If you think that they're going to go under, they could show up and have a really good game. But for this one, I think Asar Thompson and Tobias Harris being out is going to hurt a lot. But I'll lean the Bulls if Josh Giddey plays, and then if he doesn't play, I'll lean the Pistons. Sorry for the dual leans, but those are pretty injury dependent games. Next one's the Magic versus the Knicks. Knicks are 3.5 point favorites. This is a defensive matchup. The Knicks are in a back-to-back. They were blowing out the Grizzlies. Grizzlies started to come back a little bit, so they had to keep their starters in. The Magic have really struggled versus point guards, so this could be a Jalen Brunson type game. But the Knicks have been really good at home, and the Magic have been struggling a little bit as of late. I know they just had a big game winner recently, but the Knicks still play really well at home, so I'll lean the Knicks at home. This next one is the Cavaliers versus the Heat. Heat are 5.5 point favorites. The Cavaliers will not have Darius Garland, and then Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Jalen Tyson are all out for rest. So the Cavaliers are pretty much conceding this one and hoping that some of their backups and guys like DeAndre Hunter and Jared Allen can step up. The Heat will still be missing Bam Adebayo, so I have to point out Jaime Jaquez Jr. again. His rebounds and assists, he absolutely has crushed this line with Bam Adebayo out. This was 10.5 last game. He almost hit it in the first half. He got 5 rebounds, assists in the first minute that he played. So you could take that, or if you're a PRA type of person, he's also crushing his PRA. He's been scoring really well as well. And then the Cavaliers, they don't really have many defensive guys out there. Their lineup is pretty thin. And then for the Cavaliers, I'm going to point out the Jared Allen first quarter points yet again. I know it's 0.5 higher, and that sucks when you have a guy that gets a lot of dunks and 2-point shots pretty much. He basically needs to make 3 or get an and 1. He's still crushed this in 6 straight, and I think with Lonzo Ball potentially being in the starting lineup, he should be in the starting lineup. He can still set him up for on the pick and roll for alley-oop, make the correct play. So it doesn't scare me too much with Lonzo Ball being there in the starting lineup. So I do like Jared Allen because he will be a focus for scoring. You don't have Evan Mobley in the way. You don't have Donovan Mitchell in the way. So that could be another one to go to. So I'm going to lean the Heat at home here. I think the Cavaliers are pretty much giving this game away. Grizzlies versus Celtics. Celtics are 6.5-point favorites. Both teams will be traveling and are on a back-to-back, but the Celtics will be playing at home. There could be some injury management type announcements throughout the day. So not much information I have right now because they just got done playing. So I'm going to fade this game when it comes to props and everything, but I'll take the Celtics at home. They play very well at home. And the Grizzlies are still a mess. I know they made a comeback, but they're still a mess. This next one is the Trailblazers at the Pelicans. Trailblazers are 7.5-point favorites. Jordan Poole and Zion are still out. And then the Pelicans give up the 5th most points, but the Blazers actually give up the 6th most points. So this could be a high-scoring game. And I want to point out the parlay that I've pointed out before, and people have taken it over the past couple of games. It was plus money last game. It's been around even money. So we'll see where it comes out at. For the one book that has it, it's like minus 113, I believe. But it's Denny for 20 and then Jeremy for 15 points. If you have taken it every single game this year, you would have hit it 9 out of 10 times. And with the Pelicans giving up so many points, they should have a good day. Another guy who's very consistent is Shaedon Sharp. His line's starting to get higher and higher. So I still like the Denny for 20 and the Jeremy Grant parlay. And then for the Pelicans, since the Blazers do give up a lot of points and haven't been great defensively, I went looking for props because I was like, okay, that's a really good matchup. You got to find something. So Saddiq Bey has hit his 3-point line in all of his games with Zion and Jordan Poole out. So he's taking 6 threes a game, and he's hit this 3. He just needs to make 2. So, and he's shooting about 50% from the 3-point line. So Saddiq Bey is a sleeper to look out for. Blazers have only hit their spread once as a favorite. So I'm actually going to lean the Pelicans with the points as underdogs. Keep up with the Trailblazers because Trailblazers just don't play that great of defense as of right now or this year. So at home, I'm looking for them to keep up. So I'll take the Pelicans. And we are halfway there. If you guys could, please like the video. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. And if you could leave a comment for the algorithm, you put a W there. And that last video, it got a ton of attention and a ton of likes and comments and everything. So I feel like the algorithm's really favoring my channel. So I just felt like instead of doing a shout out for whatever affiliate thing to get some extra money, I figured if I shouted this company out, I could, if I get just one person to do it, then it's worth it. So I sponsor children and I sponsor it through compassion.com. I'm not working with them or anything. And I know this is a weird shout out that you see in a betting video, but if you feel compelled, go check them out. Compassion.com, you can sponsor a kid. You just pay monthly. You can write letters back and forth with them. I've been sponsoring children with them for 10 years now. It's a really good experience, and it definitely changes people's lives. So even if one of you sign up and sponsor a kid, then this shout out was definitely worth it. This next game is the Warriors at the Spurs. Spurs are 5.5-point favorites. Warriors just got blown out on the road by the Thunder. My read on the Warriors is completely off. It looks like Steph Curry, his illness, he tried to play through it, and he's just not good. With the Warriors on a back-to-back, they could have some injury management type stuff. They could decide to sit Curry. I know a lot of them sat because it was a blowout, so maybe they don't do that, but we'll see. And I know I've talked about De'Aaron Fox a lot with the Spurs, and his points line is back at 18.5, so I don't hate it. But I did want to point out another one that I saw. So it's a Stephon Castle over points and assist. He's hit this in 7 straight games, and even with Fox returning, his assists have gone up. He's gotten better with Fox there with scoring and getting assists. So it's just giving him more space with De'Aaron Fox there. So with this one, I'm going to lean the Spurs at home with a Warriors team traveling, and could potentially be sitting some guys. Next one's the Wizards at the Rockets. Rockets are 17.5-point favorites. I don't even want to mess with this one. If the Wizards were at home, maybe I would lean their way, but the Rockets are at home, so I'll lean the Rockets for a 20-point blowout. The Suns versus the Mavericks. Mavericks are 1.5-point favorites. The Suns won't have Jalen Green, and Dallas, it sounds like Anthony Davis is close to getting his return. We'll see if this is the one where he makes his return. I think that would completely change the dynamic of this game. But I do have to point out a guy on the Suns who's been very consistent, and you're probably thinking Grayson Allen, he has been pretty consistent as of late. And then Dillon Brooks has actually been pretty consistent, but I noticed the Mavericks give up the least points to Dillon Brooks' position, so it could be a tough one. But Royce O'Neal in his points line at 9.5, he's hit this in 9 out of 11 games this year, and he's been playing at the power forward position, where the Mavericks give up the 3rd most points overall. So I like the Suns here if Anthony Davis remains out. If he makes a return, I think I might lean the Mavericks way at home. But right now, the Suns have been playing really well, so I'll lean their way. Next one's the Lakers versus the Thunder. Thunder are 7-point favorites. Lakers, no new injuries, and Thunder are coming off a back-to-back. They have a long injury report. We'll see if anyone comes back. They did get to rest a lot of their starters in that game versus the Warriors, and they're staying at home, so I don't think they'll be affected too much. I checked Luka. He didn't play very well versus the Thunder last season. He didn't go over his points line in any of the games that he had played. So I'm going to wait on the Thunder injury report here, but if I did have to take a lean on a spread, I would lean the Thunder. They're playing very well at home right now. Next is the Hawks versus the Kings. Hawks are 4-point favorites. Kings will also be on a back-to-back, and someone like Domantas Sabonis, who is questionable on Tuesday, will probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he sits on a back-to-back for injury management. So there are no lines out for this one right now, so I'll lean the Hawks. I think they're playing with a lot of heart right now without Trae Young, and the Kings could have a lot of guys sitting, and they have that back-to-back, so I'll lean the Hawks on the road. And this last one is the Nuggets versus the Clippers. Nuggets are 2-point favorites. Nuggets will be on a back-to-back. In their first back-to-back, they had a really big win, but they were at home. Clippers, they have not hit a spread in 8 straight games. Kawhi Leonard will still be out for them. No lines. They haven't even started playing yet as I'm filming. So unless the Nuggets sit a lot of players like Jamal Murray, which I've seen them do before, I'll lean the Nuggets to get a win on the road. That was a quick rundown of 12 games. Sorry if it's not as in-depth as some other videos, but it's I got to get some sleep. So if you'd like to discuss lines further, I do have a Discord. Link is in the description. That is completely free. You can hop on in there, talk about basketball, football, all that good stuff. The tennis plays I really like in there. And then I put out a video for a ladder challenge. I had that made 2 years ago, and I released it. And it's kind of a joke. That I defeated the ladder monster that not many have been able to defeat, but a lot of people took it as I was going to start the ladder challenge, which I see it. I see why. If I do a ladder challenge, I don't want to be one of those people that just keeps going and doing it over and over again. It would be something I would really have to sit down and look at all the lines and really consider what I'm taking a look at, and try it maybe once. And I honestly, if people got $10 into like a few thousand, like I would be really hesitant to tell you like, hey, let's bet another, let's bet those thousands on that. So that's just how I feel about the ladder challenge. If you really want me to try, I can give it a try. I'll let you know what day we'll start. Maybe the cup games would be some good ones to take a look at, because nobody will be on a back-to-back or anything like that for cup games. So let me know your thoughts. As far as the recap goes, I didn't really have, I put a bunch of stuff on the screen in that last video. I didn't really have any like official plays for the leans so far. It looks like 2 hit, 2 didn't, but the last 2 games it might split. So we'll see with that one. And sorry to the people who look for the pinned comment for official plays. I just didn't have time to keep digging up lines. Like I can't let YouTube be my entire life. I have a family and everything, so it takes 4 or 5 hours to make a deep dive, and then if I'm spending the entire morning and afternoon looking for lines, that takes up my whole day. Since this one didn't have as much depth to it, I will put a pinned comment, and I will put some plays in there that I do like. So I'm gonna get this one edited and get it out to you all. God bless you. It's fun around. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.